Hi guys, howdy do. My name is Karen Adamski with ShamanMama.com, and today I wanted to talk briefly about smudging, what it is and how do you do it. I've had a lot of people ask me recently what it's all about, is it something they can do, how does it work, so it's kind of a hot topic these days. So bottom line, smudging, gosh, it's been around for thousands of years. It's been used by indigenous people throughout the world, tribes throughout the world. A lot of people make the connection, smudging with, they connect it with Native American tribes, and that is true. It's definitely used with Native Americans, but it's not just, it doesn't stop there. It's a worldwide cleansing ritual. And it's just that, it's an ancient cleansing ritual, or an ancient cleansing practice where you burn herbs, resins, woods of sacred trees and plants, and the smoke that's produced from that burning is what cleanses your energy, cleanses the energy in that environment. The key is the smoke from these sacred herbs. The smoke itself is actually, and this is scientifically proven, it's packed with an abundance of negative ions, and that's a good thing. You want to have a lot of negative ions. Negative ions equal good juju. So a good example is, have you ever walked into a room and something kind of yucky has just taken place, an argument or some sort of an altercation, and you walk in and you don't know what has happened, but you can feel it, you can kind of cut the tension with a knife. That's a good example of what a lot of positive ions in an environment can feel like. It's that kind of heavy energy. And you can get that in a number of different ways. It can just be from something negative that's happened, negative feelings or emotions, but positive ions can also be produced by power lines, electronics in your home, so things that, in this modern day and age we can't get away from necessarily. So smudging can really be an aid for people to cleanse their energy, cleanse the environment, and get rid of those positive ions. So that's what smudging is all about. It's putting out negative ions to clean the energy of the air, make things feel good and happy and bright and light. So I hope that explains that. Just going to show you, because there's a number of different ways or tools that people use, just to give you a really brief idea. This is a sage wand. It's called a smudging stick or a smudging wand. And it's basically just all made of white sage. It's been dried and rolled and then put together with some string. And the way this works is you just light it, and once it catches, it's the smoke that comes from this that you want to get that all over your environment or all over your person, whatever it is that you're trying to cleanse. So you can use matches, lighters, a candle is always good to have. Like this candle. The candle's good to have just because if this goes out, it can be hard to light again with the lighter. So having a candle nearby is good because you can just sort of reignite that flame. So we've got a lot of good smoke coming here. This is what you want. I use a wand, smudging wand often, and if you're smudging your house or a place and you want to get up in those high corners, just kind of push the smoke in that direction. If you're trying to smudge, let's say, a person, and there's a little bit of a breeze, the fan can direct your smoke basically. When you're smudging a person, there's really no right or wrong way, so don't be worried about that. What I do is I start with the person. I start from the top of their head, kind of go around. I have them hold their arms out because getting in the underarm area is always a good idea because energy can kind of get trapped in there. So start in the front, go down, have them turn around, start at the top of the head again and go down. And then I always make a point to get their feet because you never know. Think of all the places you walk, all the places you go, all the stores and wherever, every place that you travel, you're walking through energy. You're walking in other people's paths where they've been now. So you don't know if that's good or bad energy. So I just think it's a good practice to always get the bottoms of your feet. Or if you're working with an animal, get the bottoms of their paws. Okay, so that's what a sage or smudge stick, smudge wand looks like. Something else you'll see often are just loose herbs. This is purple sage that I just got from my my garden and dried it. I just hang it in the window and kind of tie it up and let it dry. So this is dried now, and I usually just make wands from it. That's my preference. But a lot of people like to just use loose herbs. And if that's what you choose to do, all you need to do is just put these herbs into a fireproof bowl. I like to use an abalone shell, but you don't have to do that. Any kind of fireproof bowl is just fine. And then there's these self-igniting charcoal tablets that you can find at a health food store, a metaphysical store, or online. They're usually come in like a roll, probably a couple, $2, $3 for a roll is what you'll see. So they're not expensive, and it's different charcoal than what you use on your barbecue. So it is different. The way this works is you just get it going with a flame, and you'll start to see some little sparks pop out of it. Once you see those sparks kind of popping, then you know it's ignited. There we go. And you can't tell by looking at it, it just kind of looks the same, but this gets super, super hot. So although it doesn't look like it's lit, it is. And you just put it in your bowl with your dried herbs, and it's gonna keep them going. So it's the tablet can be helpful, so that you don't have to keep relighting and relighting. So that's helpful. Also, let's see, what else do I want to show you? Oh, if you don't like the smell of burning sage, a lot of people are sensitive to that. This is Palo Santos wood, and this is a really great tool, and it smells good. So I don't mind the smell of sage anymore. It used to bother me in the beginning, but I don't mind it anymore. I actually crave it at times. But this Palo Santos is awesome. So you do the same thing. You just light it, get it smoking, and do the same thing. But the smell is very different. It's lighter, kind of like a cedar smell almost, and it reminds me of Girl Scouts, you know, campfire. So this is a good tool too, and very portable, easy to keep in your car or your purse or whatever. So you can always, you know, have that with you. Incense are another way of smudging. So you've probably seen in different stores different incense. It's a really good tool to use if you like to smudge when you're meditating. So that's what I recommend the incense for. Although it's a great way to cleanse the environment of your home. And just light it. It smells good, and people are happy with that. But if you do like to have that smoke while you're meditating, this is a really good option. And all you do, same thing, you just light the end. And once that gets going, you'll find that there's incense holders, you know, at the store. You just put the little, it just has a little hole, and then you can put it in there, and the ashes will now drop down into the holder. So it just keeps things a little bit cleaner, and it's safe that way too, for you know, so nothing catches on fire while you're in a meditative state and, you know, kind of unaware at times of what's going on. So this is a good safe method. And I think that's about it. The one thing I didn't show you is how to sage and smudge an item. And so say, you know, you can sage people, you can sage yourself, you can sage other people. If you want to sage an item, I do this with my crystals a lot. You don't know necessarily when you get your crystal if you've purchased it from somebody, if you've purchased it online. You know, where's it been? What kind of energy has it been in contact with? So it's always a good idea to cleanse them. And you just use the smoke, let it kind of get in there in all the nooks and crannies. And just use your intuition, you know, when you feel like it's good, chances are it's good. Okay? I cleanse my crystals once every month at least if they haven't been touched. Just because that's a good practice. I kind of cleanse them in the full moon, but then also use the smudging at that time as well. If you have people that have come into your home and have touched an item, something that might be really important to you. So you know you can do that daily and cleanse things that have been in contact with other people or potential negative energies. So I hope that that helps you, gives you just a really brief idea of what it's about. Sometimes helps to see somebody, you know, lighting it and how it works. But so it's very, very basic. If this resonates with you and is of interest to you, you might want to check out my website because there's a lot of interesting articles, interesting tips. I have an e-kit. It's 20 pages all about space cleansing and smudging, and that would be really, really helpful. It talks about the history, how-tos, tips, how to make your own products, prayers to use, kind of covers everything. So check it out if you're interested. So thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Namaste until I see you again.